This is the time and place that we live in. Just minutes ago, Matt Mercer, while running Critical Role live, also tweeted at Jessica Negri to sell the bathwater that she farted in to the general public.
What?
Yep, I saw that.
What?
That's the thing that happened.
Jessica Negri is a huge Critical Role fan. She's been doing some Critical Role cosplays, so...
Well, that does not explain your statement. Okay.
I'm afraid to explain my statement, you'll have to go back to the history of farting and also the history of Twitter.
And the history of bathwater salesmanship.
Which is also the history of Twitter. So...
And F all those Critical Role guys. That's all I have to say.
What are you mad about them about this time?
I don't know. They're just... I've tried to watch a few of their things.
Oh, they're like, since lockdown has started things?
Yeah. And they're like, I don't know. They're just... I don't know. I don't know what to say.
I don't know what you're not knowing.
Maybe it's unfair of me, but they just... they seem very disconnected from, I guess, life. I don't know. I don't understand the life that they live, basically. The stuff
I don't understand the life most people live. I live in a secret bunker now, so
like I don't know. They have a little bit of the silver spoon in their mouths.
They are like well-paid voice actors in an industry where they get paid $375 an hour. So
California and stuff. Like I get it.
You're going after them because they're Californian. No, I understand now, Texas.
Listen, I lived in California. There's a way of life in California. There's an outlook. There's a perspective that especially people in the industry generally tend to have, and it's oblivious isn't the right word. It's just disconnected. It's disconnected.
I haven't seen their stuff since. I'm very mad at them because they were like, we can't do Critical Role if we're not in the same room.
It's just like, I don't know. Everything about their whole deal right now is irritating to me. I don't know that I'll ever go back to the show, honestly.
I will 100% go back. First episode back, I'll be there the morning it releases on VOD.
I mean, I might, but it might take a while for me to get back to it because
he's fallen out of love, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say thank you to the audience. You'll notice at the beginning of the show, I didn't bitch and complain about it being Thursday because 6 different people indicated to me today that it was in fact Thursday, which means my self-deprecating whining has finally worked. 6 to 10,000 Critical Role. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Too good to just stream like everybody else. Losers.
Yeah. I want to get one of their cameras though. They're completely sold out, the Logitech Brios, but they look pretty.
Is that
Logitech
Brios?
They're $199, but on Amazon they're going for $299 because they're literally like Logitech is sold out. They're 4K 30 FPS or 1080p 60 FPS, ultra wide angle. Like, what's the Microsoft Teams? Like really good high end cameras. They're larger. They have multiple cameras. They have multiple microphones. They have multiple sets of self-lighting. They have a system to automatically handle lighting changes.
I'd be okay if they didn't have the microphones. Well, I understand why it has microphones.
2 microphones.
But still.
You know what they say? 2 beavers are better than 1.
So that's the industry standard, huh?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's industry standard. I'd never heard of it until I saw that they had it, but I guess it must have just released recently. And with the lockdown, everybody's buying them.
Yeah, the Brio is not that old, and it's $200 on Logitech's website. It's $300 or $400 everywhere else.
Yep. I'm seriously considering.
Whereas it's a much better than I have a friggin' $300
C920. Oh, what do you got?
Camcorder with a $200 HDMI converter
over here. God damn. You have to use USB 3 to hook it up, and I only have a limited number of those.
I have a Logitech camera.
Yeah, Logitech C920. That's the basic. That's what that's the standard streamer kit is an $80 Logitech C920 or whatever.
That's what I got.
Yep.
No. Mine was like $15.
Okay, well.
I don't know what it is. It was like $15.
It just says Logitech on the outside. Then it's probably one of the cheap ones that'll break. But, I don't need a good camera. I'd like one, but I don't need it. People don't watch the show. You don't have to look at me, that's for sure.
I bought whatever Arthur told me to buy, so that's what I have.
This was my new one too. I used to have one that was like the big circle that my mom had when I was a kid for her webcam. I don't know what it was, but it was like a big circle, and I liked it because it kind of looked like an alien eye.
Now I know why you and Pondo both want aliens to control everything.
Don't stop.
You're one of those people that like aliens, huh?
Maybe they already do.
No, I like watching there's a show that has all the unsolved mysteries on YouTube, and I'm watching it a lot.
Unsolved
When
Mysteries?
they go for yes, it's called Unsolved Mysteries.
I knew it.
X-Files season 2.
And they go through all of the theories, even the really weird theories of what could have been solved. Like Amelia Earhart, she could have been deserted on this, crash landed on this island, or crash landed on the ocean, or aliens.
Yeah, I mean, the probability that she crash landed in the vast, vast ocean and was never heard of again is fairly high.
No, but the crash landing on an island was super interesting because they apparently found human bones, but they dismissed him as being Amelia or the guy who flew with her because it would have been of a European male descent is what they originally did, but when they did testing on him later, they're like, it could have been an above average height European female, and Amelia Earhart was like 5'9". So they could have been her bones, but during that time they had thrown them away.
I guess.
Awesome.
The odds of crash landing a plane in the Pacific Ocean on a island?
No, the theory is the plane landed near the island and they swam to it.
Okay. Still, that's like throwing a dart at a dartboard the size of the sun.
Amelia Earhart was also a super good navigator and did great under pressure. So she could have, in theory, landed close enough to the island that they could have got off of it, and they found plane pieces on the island.
I'll have to read
I
this.
do recall seeing stuff about that. Yeah.
I've never heard of any of this.
There's also a theory that she was a spy, and all this was a cover-up so that America could have an excuse to check out Japan's island that was nearby.
Well, I have to tell you, that will probably actually check out. You know the guy who found the Titanic, Robert Ballard? He went to the Navy and was like, I'm pretty sure I know where the Titanic is. And they're like, great. How do you want to get there? And he's like, I have this idea for an underwater submersible that will go deeper than anyone else. I got underwater image tracking software that we can use. And they're like, excellent. We want you to develop all of those things, and we're going to use it to spy on the Russians. And he's like, fuck, goddamn. All right. So he spies on the Russians for a while, and then he's like, all right, can we please go get the Titanic? And they're like, we will give you 3 tries to find the Titanic. All right. So when you come back, and he's like, I got it on the first try. And they're like, you really found the Titanic. You can't be, oh, nope, that's the Titanic. Yep. That is the actual abridged but still true version of how they found the Titanic.
I believe it. Most of the unsolved
Robert Ballard
mysteries.
found a whole bunch of shit beyond the Titanic, and he did it using U.S. government naval intelligence property.
Most of the unsolved theories have to do with spy stuff.
All right.
I like spy stories. They're fun.
Well, I mean, I don't know whether to tell you yes or no to look into the story of Matahari. That does not end well. Never mind. Don't look into that one. I mean, it's a hell of a spy story, but also the ending is very sad. You are driving in a Clan Hummer, being escorted by, I guess, a bank truck. Is that what we're gonna do this? Or are all of the cast personnel in the Hummer? Where is Rad, I suppose?
I'm in the bed of the truck, right?
Yes. Oh, sorry, you're in the bed of the truck. Okay.
I'm laying down though, so people can't. So common passerbys can't see me.
Understood.
Can I reluctantly ask Sid to switch me spots so I can help Bandito, like patch him up a little bit?
You're gonna exit the front of the vehicle.
Well, she kind of like looks back and notices Bandito's been punched a bunch, and she goes, "All right, switch me spots."
So the commandant is just like, you cannot switch spots in this moving vehicle. It is a Hummer. All of the gears are in the... I'm going to pull over and you're going to get out. I'm pulling over right now. And once we stop, everybody's buckling in, okay? So if you have something to do... And then he stops.
I don't legally have to buckle the seat if I'm in the back, you know. That's just a front person.
He's like,
thing.
No, that is a lie. You have to buckle in if you're in the back seat.
What are you going to do if I don't?
This vehicle is not going anywhere without all of the passengers correctly buckled in.
Black Rat, could you just please buckle up so we can get Murmur?
For fuck's sake.
This is
We're on a timetable that is slowly closing, so if we could just get a move along, that'd be great.
Fine, but can I unbuckle if I need to move for a minute?
As soon as he hears the click of the buckle, he floors the accelerator. Can someone explain to me what we're doing here and where I'm going?
It's a tale as old as time. Clanners, nuclear weapons, doomsday threats, all of it.
Who are you?
And I'll fill him in. Oh, Black Rabbit. This is my brother-in-law, Black Rabbit.
Commandant Blake Marsden with Lyran Alliance Intelligence. Who are you?
Did you lose weight?
I did. It turned out it would be difficult to blend in with clan personnel if I hadn't gotten into shape. It did suck being low caste ranking within the warrior caste, but there were a bunch of perks and privileges.
You look
the
better.
alcohol's good.
You lost a lot of weight for a week. I'm surprised.
I mean, he turns around and he's just like, thank you, Major.
Oh, apologies. I just thought I'd give you a compliment. Just never mind. How's the kids?
My son, last time I checked, was fine, but that was several weeks ago, so who knows? Where am I going?
Command center.
The planetary command center. With a dead body in the back?
Well,
he's
we're
not dead. Yeah.
He's not dead yet.
No, he's
quite
not
dead.
dead. He's dead.
Can someone fill me in on the plan then?
Well, essentially, we needed mainly the parts that we need from him to get in, and maybe his uniform to make mine less suspicious at the moment.
Your uniform, he just looks back and he says, your uniform's the same as his.
Well, mine has some numbers on it that makes it not the same as his.
You don't think someone will notice that you're wearing his uniform then?
I believe someone probably would know that. Yes, I mean,
You know how hard it is to
captain
take
was
a
in charge
shirt
the
off of
defenses
an
this
unconscious man?
Well, he's
Especially in
dead,
a
so
moving
it's easier.
He turns back and he's like, is he dead? I thought you just said he wasn't dead.
Yes, I snapped his neck.
When did you snap?
Black Rabbit, aren't you applying medical attention to this man who's now...
No, I was
apparently-
giving it to Bandito.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's dead then. He's just like, okay, so we have a dead body in the back. I feel like this is the start of a bad joke.
I thought we were going to give him an ice pack. I said ice pack.
I gave him an ice pack.
I heard neck snap, not ice pack. Sorry. That's my bad.
Remember that for next time.
Ice pack, ice pack.
I think I should just like bandaging up Bandito. She just like ties it really tight for a minute.
Okay.
Well, we're going to dismember this guy anyway to get his eyeballs, fingers, and actually probably just take the whole hand off in case we need all the fingers. Yeah, I was figuring it'd be better to put him out of his misery now without having to dismember him later.
What was your plan for dismembering this guy?
What is the plan now? I am driving to the planetary command center with a partially dismembered body in the backseat, so there better be a real good plan for when someone looks inside.
Just drop us off?
And walk with his fingers and eyes?
In my pockets.
Okay, I'll buy that.
Look, this
Excellent.
is
So you're
going
going to walk into the Planetary Command Center with, I don't know, your artist, your laborer, and your technician? Gonna walk in there and say, what? I killed the Star Captain. I'm in command now.
I was going to
Here's
mention
his
that at
eye.
all yet, but
So you're about like halfway out of the city now, and you can see as the planet revolves and you drive forward, the intimidating wall rising up along the horizon. And he says, yeah, we're gonna be there in about 10 minutes, so...
You know, normally I have no problems with winging it, but this seems like a planned situation.
I think it's going to involve me going in there by myself and hoping for the best.
At that moment, here it
That
is.
sounds like a terrible idea.
Blake
Oh,
turns
it's an
and
awful
looks at
idea.
you in the eyes and just like, nah.
I just look back at him. No.
Are you qualified for a solo operation at this level of...
Don't you tend to piss everybody off?
Yes.
No,
But-
so I want to point out, Blake nods and says yes at the same time that Vincent Gray does.
I'm in the front seat. You just see the back of my head nodding.
I mean, did you not see how easily I pissed that one guy off before I killed him? That was
Like
a record
record-
time.
I thought you took his whole body because you wanted to bring him in there alive. Why did you change your mind and snap his neck without
Oh,
telling
I had no
me?
intention to bring him in alive. What are you talking about? I wanted to bring him out alive and then kill him.
Then why didn't we cut off his hand when he was in the basement?
Yes, that's
Because they would
that
notice his
make a
hand
great
was cut
deal
off.
more
And
sense.
they're not going to notice the two dead bodies there?
They will.
Probably right about now, actually.
Yeah. But
Let's cut to that. So we go back to the art exhibit, right? And there's just one artist in there, and he's just like, well, no one's around. Just starts like taking art easels and stacking them at the back of the building. And he's just like, wow, there'd normally be more people to do this, but seems like easy work. And at least I'm not in the labor camps. Then we cut back to you guys in the vehicle, like, oh god, they're probably finding the evidence now. Then we cut back to that guy just like stacking paintings, and he's like, wow, this fractal jaguar is pretty interesting. We step back to the car.
Starts changing the name on it.
The clan watch must be onto us.
we need to get inside one way or the other.
Well,
I'm
you
not
are
sure
a
how to
star-
sneak the other ones in. I know how to get in myself, but not about the others.
You are a star captain. Your personal retinue should be able to be admitted along with you, shouldn't they?
Would I know that? AP?
It would be noticed and remarked upon. No one would stop you, but probably someone would be like, who the heck are these people? And why are they wandering around my command center?
It would be noticed, but I don't know how much that would matter at the moment because the question is, what do we do about the nukes once we get in there and actually to the point we can do something?
So, at this point, Marsden goes, wait, there are nukes? I thought you were joking.
No,
You didn't hear my story about, the clanners and the nuclear weapons and the doomsday
I
threats.
just thought you
and all
were,
that.
being sarcastic.
no, we're being serious.
Okay,
It's
well,
also being sarcastic, but it's legitimate.
I mean, I've heard several reports that the clans were threatening to set off nuclear weapons, but, they were propaganda broadcasts.
Oh, no, it's quite real.
So do we just launch the nukes in somewhere where it wouldn't matter?
Major, I don't know if you know this, but wherever you fire a nuke at, it's going to matter quite a bit.
Yeah, well, we can't just shoot them up in the atmosphere and hope for the best.
No, that's actually the worst place you can send a nuke to.
Yeah, and then it's not like if we disable it, they can't just re-enable it once we leave. Second guess would be to shoot it off into the ocean, but again, would probably matter still.
Actually, if I seem to recall movie logic when it comes to nuclear weapons, inputting the incorrect code 3 times does permanently deactivate them.
Yeah, that's the movies, Lieutenant Colonel. I live in reality.
But these are
Well,
plain.
then, what would you suggest for permanently deactivating these devices?
I apologize. I don't have a lot of time to make a plan. I learned about their existence about a minute and a half ago. I suppose my plan would be to enter the command center and attempt to disable them permanently. So my plan is the same as yours.
Well, then, at least we're off to a good start. Shall we?
I mean, you're still about like 5 minutes or less away. Do you want to just cut to dropping Major Vincent Gray off so he can enter the facility alone or whatever?
Why would he's not going to be entering alone. That's bad.
They're not going to let me enter alone, so I guess I need to have him alone. And just look menacingly at everybody as they try to judge me.
Well, you probably outrank everyone at that facility, so...
I am the boss.
You are a boss. You're somebody else's supervisor.
I take it there's no way of actually knowing how to disable these beforehand.
Just
Are
engage
you a
everyone in
nuclear
trial
weapons
agreement.
expert?
How much experience points do I have? Let's see. Where's the skill for nuclear weapons?
I would accept
There isn't
technician or knowledge nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
It's a very niche pick of a knowledge skill.
I have
How
neither of
about
those.
medical technician?
No, that will teach you how to treat someone who has died from a nuclear weapon by burying them.
So my hope is that I can get in there, get into their system, and maybe lock them out of them permanently. Hardware wise. That'd be my guess.
Well, let's see what we can do. Worst comes to worst, we fire them off into space and have them detonate.
Blake goes immediately. He says,
That's
"Sir, that is the actual worst plan. Even if the
Outside
atmosphere
of the atmosphere.
wasn't currently filled with debris, that would still be a terrible plan."
Outside of the atmosphere, I imagine it would.
Don't we
clear up
have
fair
a
amount of the
spaceship
debris.
up there right now?
Dude,
Yes.
He's surprised. He's like, "Oh, the jump ship survived. Oh,
Yes.
well, at least we can retreat."
Oh, you didn't get that memo? We're not retreating.
It's been a while since I've checked in.
It's been a week.
Oh man.
Well, let's get in there and see what we can do.
Plan
So
B is launch them in the middle of the ocean, sir. That's plan B.
he stops the vehicle outside of the gate and opens his window and displays his arm codex. And somebody's just like, "What's the purpose of coming in this facility, Star Captain?" And he like, so they can't see you inside the vehicle, but like Marsden turns his head back and says, "Star Captain, what is our purpose in coming in this facility?"
I wish to come inside to see what the plans are to fight off the invaders. The filthy zoo rats.
Incredible acting, I have to say. The guard goes, "Understood. Where is Star Captain Tallgeese?" And Marsden again turns back to look at you for the answer.
He'll be on his way shortly. He got caught up in the art exhibit.
Make an acting roll.
He did get caught up.
I wish there was a pun here to
Ooh.
Let's see.
Snake eyes.
I don't get edge back either, do I?
That's correct. So this guy goes, all right, why don't you check in with Scientist Cross? He was waiting to hear from Star Captain, and well, if you're the Star Captain that's on site, something, he needs clearance.
Very well. Though you
like,
should just let me inside.
Sir, I am letting you inside.
Oh, okay.
Star Captain, are you
Apologies.
okay?
I had a disagreement with a lower caste. You should see the other guy.
Okay, so he
He's
like
dead.
knocks on the door twice so that Marsden puts the window back up. And you're now clear to drive into a facility, but there's like automated running lights indicating which direction you should go. And they run off towards a building beside the Planetary Command Center that looks very sciencey. If this was a 1990s overhead RTS, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's a science building for sure. There's probably like a big fan and like a gyro and some like large spheres. Electricity is crackling from one of them.
Does that snake eyes count towards the snake eyes roll?
That's only when you are in your mech.
That's
It's
unfortunate.
like Cotton being like, can I use Lucky when I'm hanging from a rope upside down over a river? That's like being in a mech, right? I'm mounted on something.
High above the ground. Checks out to me.
I took Lucky to make up for the fact that Edge is kind of a pain to build up in the system.
Shall we continue?
Hello. We have to play nice for now.
I mean, you don't, but sure.
Yeah, but it looks suspicious if we don't. We gotta be playing not suspicious until we get to the nukes.
I already want to go home.
When you say that, Marsden goes, I am home. On the battlefield, infiltrating enemy installations.
Okay.
He's like, shut up, you back there in the truck bed. I've been a Loki operative for over 30 years.
Hey guys, this is the point where we really need to get along right now.
fucking-
You know,
hate you,
I'm
McGurk.
also a therapist. If you have things that you need to talk about.
Didn't I kick your ass?
Shut up, Skinny. Let's go. We'll go again any day, whenever you want.
Shut up, Skinny.
Maybe not
Let me
right
know.
now.
So I guess he parks the vehicle right in front of the lab, and you can see scientists going in and out. There are clan warriors like standing there and opening the doors for the scientists, which seems pretty weird. They salute when you approach, but they don't open the doors for you, Star Captain, or your team of... Let's see, what are you currently dressed as? One warrior, one... Oh, you have the whole clan caste system. You got a merchant, a laborer, a technician. All you need is a scientist.
Victor will just motion for the lower castes to open the door.
I will move to do so.
All right, yeah, you open the door. Everybody goes in. Someone meets you in the front and says, Star Captain, thank you for joining us. Scientist Crows would like to speak with you on the top floor about Project Epsilon. Wink.
He'll just stare at the guy
Okay.
for an
Man, a
odd
few
amount of time.
words. I can appreciate that. Who are these other people?
They are my entourage. As they
They're
s-
not authorized to be in this facility. Except for you. You are authorized. And he points to the warrior. Commandant Blake Marsden. They can wait here in the lobby. We'll make sure to have drinks and sandwiches brought out for them. You don't have a problem with that, right, Star Captain?
I do not.
All right.
He'll just nod to the others and motion for Commandant to follow.
All right, yeah. At this point, Marsden is getting kind of twitchy, and so he unslings his laser rifle and just, like carries it port arms. Just so he has something in his hands. As this place starts getting like weird, the further in you get, you hear like people screaming like, "Ah, no, please, no, ah!" Then there's sounds that sound suspiciously like someone being vivisected, like the bone saw that you heard earlier, but on a person who is still alive. The scientist that's with you is just like, well, just ignore the noises. We're in the middle of the Epsilon protocol, so here's your elevator. I'll be here to escort you out when you come back down, Star Captain. I'll be attending to your, what did you call them? Entourage? What a unusual procedure. What do you use them for?
To open my doors, mainly.
Seems like a waste. We can have a laborer assigned to you.
Do not wish to have such low caste with me.
You have a laborer assigned to you.
Who's my laborer?
Sid.
That would be me.
I thought he was tech.
No,
Is that still labor?
He's a laborer. Laborer's below tech.
But wait, okay. So it's not a separate caste.
They are separate castes. Laborer is below tech, like way below tech.
Okay, so I don't have a laborer with me.
No, Sid is a laborer, not a tech.
I thought he was
Brad
dressed
is
as
a
a
tech.
tech. I thought Sid's been dressed as a tech the entire time.
I thought he's been dressed as a laborer the whole time.
What have you been dressed as this whole time?
I don't
Regardless,
recall.
one of them is a laborer and the other is a tech. So either way, this guy's observation that you already have a laborer is true. And also, it would be weird for someone to assign you a higher than menial laborer to open a door for you. He just looks at you suspiciously, but hits the elevator call button, steps away.
I don't think he says anything. He just keeps staring menacingly into the distance.
Sid, Cottonrad, some like lemonade type object is placed before you in cups and a tray of sandwiches. The waiting area is very futuristic chic. You know, they got the chairs that have like the stem and they come up into like the bubble area.
Eggshells.
Yeah,
super
eggshell
modern.
chair. Yeah. There are like hollow TVs in the area playing Klan propaganda, but after a few seconds, it like all flips over to like a weird broadcast in a language you don't understand. There's like swirls going on the television, and like random numbers are displayed from time to time.
I stopped looking at the television.
Okay.
I don't want any part of that. Whatever's happening over there. I don't know. I'm a little suspicious. I'm actually not going to eat or drink any of the food. Uncharacteristically of Butch McGurk, he's going to abstain from snack time.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on eating any of it either.
Oh, I should have done that on Rogue Trader. I lost half my health points in one night because I ate all the food.
Hey, you passed most of it.
I know. I passed some of the important ones. I only went insane. It's okay.
I think Black Rabbit like goes to grab something and she sees the other one's undoing it, so she just kind of.
Okay. Star Captain, you and your Solama arrive on the top floor at like a penthouse office where there is a scientist cast wearing a white doctor's coat and blue jeans, looking out the window, like looking over in every direction, panoramic view. He's got arms behind the back like Superman or Lex Luthor, you know, very villainish, observing everything. He doesn't turn when your elevator arrives, and he says, Star Captain Victor of the Moon Bloodline, is it? You're muted.
Muted.
Oh, he
Looks
just
like-
says yes. Yes.
Did Cotton's camera die? Is that what happened? Oh, that's snapped back to reality.
There goes gravity.
My people have already analyzed the bone structure of your face, Star Captain. You are not who you say you are. He turns dramatically towards you and says, My men are already disabling your men in the lobby. Do not be alarmed. I am just here to talk with you, Star Captain. If I was here to kill you, the surface of this planet would already be irradiated nuclear fire.
Very well.
You speak so unusually. Please, sit down. You and your men sit down. I would offer you a drink, but I assure you they would be filled with all sorts of chemicals meant to disable you.
I surmised as much.
Seriously, you're speaking very unusually. I've already surmised, because I am extremely smart, that you are a member of the force invading this planet. No need to keep up the pretense that you are Victor of the Moon Bloodline. So he sits on the edge of the desk facing you finally. He's got that Albert Einstein's beard, hair flying in every direction. He's sitting on it at an angle with his legs spread wide, man-splitting. He's just like, So, I just wanted to level with you. Ever since the death of the Galaxy Commander, I've been doing my best to drug and change the personal outlooks of all the warriors on the planet. That's why I know you're not who you say you are, because you aren't on my list. Turns out narcotic interrogation at the 4th level can do all kinds of things to the mind of a clan warrior. You could say that I'm really the one in charge here.
Is that so?
Please, your method of speech, listening to you is painful.
Thank you. If Butch McGurk was in this room.
I want to cut back to Black Rabbit, Murder 6, and Heavy 7 at this moment. The techs downstairs and the scientists are all like looking at you as if waiting for you to eat or drink anything with like the weird shit that's on all the holo panels.
Is this suspicious at all? Like, is this an obvious
Yes,
situation at this point?
I want to remind you that the clans do not have any experience with subterfuge or deception. So they're like, yeah, this is we're cool, right? They're like looking at each other like, yeah, there's no way they could ever foresee our incredible deception.
How many of them are in this
Can I
room?
wave at them that are staring at us?
Yes, you can. They like wave back. There are 2 like scientist receptionists, and then there's the 2 warriors that are outside the door. Like they're not looking in, but they could be called in quite easily.
Are the warriors armed?
Yes.
What do they got?
Laser rifles.
Laser rifles. Is this a Star Wars situation where I could like smash a panel and the door shuts and can't be opened again?
I would allow you to spend a destiny point to do that.
Okay. Listen.
A plot point, you mean?
Yeah,
Plot point. I mean, if the shoe fits. I want to do that, but I want to run this by you. Can I spend a plot point or a number of edge or experience to have a vibro knife hidden inside of my cybernetic arm?
If you do not currently have a vibro knife on you, you will need to spend.
Knife in my inventory.
Okay, then I will allow you to have it hidden inside your.
But can it be
arm.
concealed in my arm? Okay, all right.
Yes.
All right, sick. All right. Then after staring at these nerds, how many cameras are in the room? Can I identify any obvious cameras?
I mean, this is the cybertech future of the 80s. Cameras are the size of a molecule or something at this point. Like,
Jesus.
Well, it's like now.
No, that's fine.
Like nowadays they make cameras that would be incredibly difficult to attack by the human
Bullets
eye.
don't make it down the street, but cameras could be molecules.
While he's looking around,
I'm sorry that in ground combat things are a little different.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm willing to accept anything at this point. All right, I'm going to smash this panel. And I want to move immediately to intercept any... Is there like a reception desk?
Yes, and they're behind it.
I want to immediately take physical control of that reception desk.
Okay. I would like you to make a
whichever one
reflex?
whichever one of those receptionists that he's not going for, I will produce the sidearm that I remember I did say I lifted from the Star Commander.
Oh yeah,
and shoot the other one.
Yeah, can I do some meaningful PC glances to let the commander? Because I feel like commander knows me pretty well. I feel like he knows what I'm about to do probably at some point.
And I feel like we see them kind of like doing all the sideline glances. We like look at each other and just
I feel like
a little.
The second Harridan sees McGurk not eat the sandwich, he's like, oh, shit's about to go down.
All right, make a reflex test to see if you can act before these guys complete whatever they're going to do.
My Chrome crashed a second ago, so give me a minute to get narrate something else while I open my character sheet back
Meanwhile,
up.
Bandito, he says, seriously? Just drops the accent. It's incredible. Like, I don't understand why you're speaking like this. All right, look, let me put all the cards on the table. I want this unit. You will allow my men to withdraw from the planet on our dropships and jump ships, and your Star League will not hunt us. We will go live in the deep periphery where I will continue my experimentation. On the flip side, if you don't agree to this, I will, of course, turn the planet into a sea of nuclear fire. Choose wisely! You're muted.
What exactly is your experiments?
Oh, fellow, I'm very glad you asked. Allow me to outline them in great detail.
In diabolical monologue.
So he pulls out a remote and says, "This is remote. I can set off all of the nuclear warheads in the bunker underneath the command center. I have been tinkering with them in a way to increase their yield."
Bandito makes a reflex move to just snatch it out of his hand mid-sentence. He's like, oh!
Just shoot him in the head real quick.
I mean, you are armed and he is not. You could attempt this if do you want to?
Not yet.
Okay.
Then I want to get this guy's ego going up first.
Good, because he's an insane clan scientist. And let me tell you something. There's going to be someone that's like, there's no way this guy could ever get away with it. And I'm going to tell you to go to Sarner.com and look up something called the Society. And then I'm going to tell you to fuck yourself.
Yeah.
They absolutely get away with this shit all the time.
Is it a secret government?
It is a
controlling
secret
society?
Yes, it is. The Society is when the clan scientist cast was like, you know what? We're smarter than the warriors. Plus, we're responsible for raising them and drugging them on a regular basis. I'm pretty sure we could just take control of the government. And someone was like, that's a great idea. Let's do it. And so they did. And it worked. And then it didn't work for a while because they were all dead.
Conspiracies are fun.
But it worked for a while.
How much XP did we get on the last session? I remember, was it 4?
I think it was either 3 or 4.
It was 4.
It's 4, okay.
I say this because I had to use something to put into melee combat.
I know, I'm looking at mine now going,
So your plan is to convince us to let you go, or you're just going to nuke yourself and kill yourself?
I will be nuking you as well.
Yes, but you're also nuking yourself, which would let you not continue your experiments.
I have a clone backup.
Where is your clone backup?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah, he just says, I would never tell you that.
Would
That
it?
would be incredibly foolish.
Clone backups are very complicated.
Okay,
It's
fair enough.
downstairs, actually.
Is it in your dropship? Is that it?
He just says, I'm not going to tell you that, but I will continue with my science lesson. Now, let me tell you about the super smoke jaguars I have created. Genetic science is something I dabble in from time to time. The clan would never assign me to it because my methods were unethical. But now we have incredibly large-sized smoke jaguars, which, if Connor Hughes would ever finish the design of, I would have a picture of for this very moment. But he's a little busy. Connor Hughes is one of my artist casts from the Merchants. You see, I thought that I would need protection just in case the warriors didn't fall in line, and, well, these super creatures... It turns out that they require quite a bit of meat in order to fuel the calories required for them. But they are very effective. I have seen a pack of them take out a light mech and eat the pilot. Like they have a test for human blood.
How many of them have you made so far?
Oh, thank God you dropped the accent.
I dropped the accent before, but that's...
I didn't realize it until now. Meanwhile,
That's
cut
okay.
back. Heavy 7.
Okay.
Give me a reflex roll.
Reflex or athletics?
Reflex.
Or athletics.
I'll buy that. Okay.
Oh, then let me spend some XP real quick. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you. Oh, what's that dice doing?
That's a 2. That's a 2.
Son of a... Anyway, that's plus...
You need to beat a 10.
Yeah, that beats a 10. Plus 3.
All right, Sid, I need you to also make that roll as well. Sorry. You also need to beat a 10.
12.
Fucking dice.
Okay, yeah, the both of you leap into action. Murder 6 jumping across the reception table. Heavy 7 running over to the door panel, slamming a weapon into it. Then it disables and locks itself in the way that Star Wars, it just does whatever you want it to do when you destroy it. You slide over the reception table with your vibro knife and grab the guy, the second scientist, just a moment before he slaps the alarm button. We
cut his hand off. Can't push a button if you don't have a hand.
Okay, Starship Troopers. we keep switching which movie genre we're in all night long.
I'll cut his hand off.
And I was shooting the other one.
I want to threaten him.
Shot. He's super dead.
I want to threaten him and have him.
I just walk past Black Rabbit, gun still aimed at the other guy, and just point down at the
Black Rabbit, you had no idea any of this was going on. They leaped into immediate
drugs,
violence.
by the way. You shouldn't eat those.
I think she's just sitting in the chair, just kind of watching it all go down. Like, well,
on the other side of the reception desk, so I've got this guy kind of like pinned up against the wall with one hand, right? Like, should I be concerned about this technician, or am I clearly his physical superior?
You're his physical superior.
Okay.
He's a scientist.
Does he have a wet spot in the crotchal region of his pants yet?
No, I'm sorry. Again, we're jumping back to Metal Gear Solid, but no, he did not pee himself in the locker.
I want to immediately survey this desk from this side. Are there surveillance cameras? Can I see what's happening in any other rooms?
No, they're all external security cameras.
They're all external. Okay. What do I see the two guards on the outside doing?
They are standing there. They have not reacted to.
They don't appear to be alarmed that the door has closed.
Or the sound of a gunshot, correct.
I think these guys are doped up out of their mind to just stand there.
Is this room soundproofed by any chance from the outside?
I want to take this guy and stick his face in front of one of these hypnotizing TVs. No, just kidding. I'm going to... McGurk's going to stand there and just pin this guy to the wall and look around, much like Rad, not having any plan to go further than this step right here.
This guy is just like, what do you want?
This is usually what he does, and then Harridan starts talking, so he's just kind of waiting for that to happen.
How many more of you are in this facility?
Dozens. We'll stop you. There's a lot of us.
Yes. Besides that, how do I find your boss's office?
The elevator at the top floor?
Oh, thank you very much. You may kill him now.
You need a key card.
Thank you. Kill him.
I just grab him by the scruff.
I don't have one.
And I He doesn't have one?
No,
I
he doesn't
start
have a key
fishing
card to
around
get to
in-
the top level.
I start fishing around in the pockets of the other guy to see if he has a key card.
He's like, no, stop. He doesn't have it too. I can take you to the person who does have one.
You really want to live, don't you? Very well.
Nods his head.
You can
We should
show
make
us
him a
where that key
bondsman.
card is.
He's just like, yeah, bondsman. What she said. Yeah.
Do you really think this person would honor that?
Yes. This person would. Look, I've got bond cords in my pocket. If you want to just put them on my wrists, I'm part of your clan. What clan are you?
I want to like lean up really close to him and whisper, "We're Surats."
Okay, Clan Surat. Yeah, I could buy that. Do you have biomechanical ears?
I'm not a clanner.
Yeah, I kind of got that with the cybernetic ears. Can I take a look at those? Just to be clear, Rat still has a knife to this guy's throat.
Probably not
Are
the
you
best time
sure?
for
You seem
that.
very foolish for a member of the science cast.
I am very interested in the,
Black
usability
Rabbit,
of those
if you would do
ears.
the honors and make him a bondsman.
All right, what do I do for that?
He
I
gestures
never
to
took
his
a
right
bondsman
pocket
before.
slowly so that no one murders him.
It's like
There are
I have a
three
gun
cords.
pressed to his head, and Heavy Seven has a knife in his throat.
There are three
Take-
cords there that you wrap around his wrist.
I take the cords and wrap them around his wrist.
Yep, these bond cords, I will absolutely, in good faith, follow them.
Is it because you don't want to die?
Yes.
That's fair.
Deception check.
You mean an insight check?
Insight check.
Sure.
I think it'd be perception still.
It is perception, yes.
Let's see, where is perception?
So what's with the sandwiches?
They're drugged.
What's with the TV?
They're meant to lull you into a false sense of security so that we can put narcotics in your bloodstream.
Okay, well, the TV was actually very unnerving.
Good.
Got it.
That did its job.
10.
No, because it put us on edge.
I mean, but then you want to eat and drink, right?
No, then we
Okay.
wanted to attack you.
Well, it works on clan society pretty well. I mean, we've had nearly 100% effectiveness with it.
That's fair.
So I rolled a 10.
I mean, it's hard to read this guy. He's got a knife to his throat. Is he lying? I mean, he
I'll
seems very
assume
straightforward.
that he'll stay true to his word as long as his life is in imminent danger.
Sure. Meanwhile, Vincent Gray.
Key card, please.
So, Bandito, this guy is going on and on about a new genetic training regimen in order to make a new phenotype of combination Mechwarrior aerospace pilot to craft his new land-air mech army that he is developing with his cutting-edge land-air mech prototype that he's developed. Yes, I'm very proud of it. You know, I always wanted to go into genetic engineering science, but the clans reassigned me to the mech department, and I thought, well, here I am. Why not make a prototype for this? You know, it's part of Kerensky's vision was to have a working version of these particular deadly machines. Am I boring you?
No, I'm actually somewhat intrigued by this land air mech thing.
Well, I can leave you nothing for it when I leave the planet. It's proprietary technologies that I own.
Perhaps we can make a deal
No, I'm good.
on top of the deal that we have for letting you leave. and not
Are you
having
going
make
to let
yourself-
me leave? I mean, I've just been here talking to you for a while. I hope that it's been proving that I'm much smarter than you, but
Oh, of course.
oh, thank you.
That was no doubt in my mind. I'm just now thinking, get a little more out of it, maybe for both of us. Let you leave, let you experiment. Maybe we can.
I could
test-
leave you with some clan genetic engineering cloning tanks in case you wanted to make replacement parts for yourself. You could even get rid of that stupid face that you have. Replace it with something slightly more handsome.
Oh, thank you. That sounds quite lovely, actually.
He stands up and turns his back to you and moves to go sit down in his office chair.
Bandito is essentially waiting for this guy to set the remote down to the position where he can't immediately get it when he gets shot.
Okay, he is setting the remote down on the desk when he sits down.
As soon as
his hand is near it, but not on it.
Why don't we just let this guy go, and then we'll hunt him down and kill him?
I can see that you are getting ready to try something, Major. I just want to remind you that I have all of your comrades hostage right now. I am sure that my men have easily taken care of them.
Oh, I have no doubt in my mind.
Can we show up at that point?
No. You have a whole separate mission to go find someone with a key card.
I understand. I'm in a situation where I can't do quite much.
All I want is your assurance that you and your Star League mercenaries will allow us to withdraw without any further fighting, yes? You can take control of this god-forsaken, flea-ridden shithole.
Okay.
I have your vet?
Absolutely.
Please call your people and tell them to stand down. By the end of the day, my people will be off planet.
We don't really have phones. Can I use your intercom, maybe?
I mean, I will provide you with an external line. I don't know why I would give you an intercom.
Or whatever.
Who is he calling to
Because
stand down?
we're subdued, right? So he thinks we're...
He doesn't need us to stand down.
He's talking about calling the base and having our personnel stand.
Correct.
At least to their room or whatever.
So, I mean, he just hands you like a radio. Is
his hand away from the remote?
Yeah, it's near it, but it's not on it. Wow, you really wanted to shoot this guy, huh? Can't wait for those double ones. And so season 4 ends in nuclear fire. I can't wait for James to break this session down for me afterwards. I don't know. I thought it was a bit hammy.
He'll reach for one hand for the intercom, the line for one hand, and then he'll go for a handshake. Let's shake on and making a deal with the other.
I would like you to make a deception acting check first.
Acting.
You need a 13 to trick this guy. Failure means he sees through your obvious plot.
It's not a 13.
That's unfortunate then.
Man, I wish I could have more edge, but that's fine.
He goes to hand you the radio and is leaning away from his thing to extend his hand to you, and then he says, "Do you think that I am an idiot? I have already seen through your childish deception."
Bam.
Okay.
He tosses you the radio and says, "Call your men and stand down right now, or I will have your men downstairs killed."
Okay.
Is there an intercom where we're at?
Yes, I feel like
I'll kill your men.
There is an intercom down there.
No, I won't do that.
He'll radio the front desk.
I mean, there's no radios down at the front desk.
Or whatever, call the front desk.
I mean,
is it just like a
it's like a radio to like call your base, essentially.
Have there been any intercom announcements since we got here? Like, is that something they really use? No. Okay. All right. It would be suspicious to get on the intercom and be like, Mr. Kobayashi to the front. Okay.
Kobayashi of the Imaro bloodline.
Please report to Torture Ward 1.
Ray Shields. Repeat. Ray Shields. Set Laz pistols to stun.
Bandito will go to clear his throat and go, "To my entourage, please stand down."
I want to be so clear here. This radio does not connect to anywhere in this building. You need a radio receiver.
Then why did he hand me a radio?
Because he wants you to call the mercenary base that you live at and tell them to stand down.
He thinks we're unconscious in a room somewhere.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to call my group and see what's going on.
Do any of you have a military radio?
No. We were undercover.
I don't know if I can't call McGurk's cell phone, perhaps.
If you had a cell phone, you could call McGurk's cell phone.
Fair.
This device will not allow you to do that.
Okay.
He's like standing there going, "What's wrong, Star Captain? Having second thoughts?" And he
No,
starts
trying to figure out the
menacingly
frequency.
picking up the nuclear button.
Trying to figure out the frequency. I guess I'll call base.
Okay, yeah. You hear Haller go, "Sir, this is an unsecured line."
Yeah, there's actually a real big thing about that. Hold on a moment. So, they put me, it was like, what exactly do you need to leave planet with?
Everything. I will
Everything?
be taking everything with me.
Okay. At the moment, the clanners are planning a full retreat. We will not be engaging or pursuing.
Haller's just like, "Sir, this is an unsecured line. Can you provide any verification of your identity?"
It's your best man.
Understood, sir. That everything that you just said was against every military protocol in the book, but I accept what you said.
It's currently a against not on the book situation.
Sir, do you have authorization? What do you want us to do?
Just stand by.
Where is the lieutenant colonel? Can you make this decision on his behalf? And when he says that, the guy you're talking to is like, "You are not the one in charge of these forces, then why am I talking to you?"
I don't know. You're the one talking to me.
I mean, he just starts shaking the remote at you. He's like, "Do you want to explode?"
Lieutenant Colonel Harridan is currently indisposed of at the moment.
Yes, that's right. Is he in the downstairs? My men are currently taking care of him. Tell your men to stand down now. I am upset.
Stand by and wait further orders.
I said stand down.
And stand down.
So Haller is just like, "Who is that shouting in the background, sir?"
I'm currently speaking to the lead scientist of the clan, Smoke Jaguars, right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's no answer. You get the idea that Haller is just staring at his communicator right now.
Is this guy
Meanwhile-
like the last remaining authority on planet? Like,
I mean, he's not a military authority, but as he's mentioned, he is drugging.
He's the most
and
sober authority at the moment.
He is
So when
basically like converting all of the warriors to follow
when
his lead.
yeah, so when he's like, "Let us leave," he's saying, "Let all of us leave."
Correct.
Like,
That is what
the
he's saying.
clan's just gonna boogie on out. They're not gonna leave the planet. They're just gonna go hang out in the woods.
No, he's going to leave the planet.
Yeah, they're gonna.
He and his men are
leave.
going to get in drop ships and jump ships and leave the planet and go to the periphery and never be found again until their new super clan army arrives. Meanwhile, for the rest of you downstairs, you have a tech slammed up against a wall with a knife, saying that you need to find a person with a key card.
Yeah. Where's the key card, dude?
He's just like, "The supervisor on the floor has it. You saw him when he came in. He escorted your star captain?"
Where's he now?
I don't know, but I can probably find him for you.
How long from this point moving forward would you like to stay alive?
Forever?
Then you're going to want to be useful from this moment until the moment we no longer see each other.
Okay. All right.
So you're going to call
He's
him, or
probably
you're
in
going to
his
take me to
lab.
where he's at,
Okay.
and if you fuck me, that's it. We're done. You're done here on this planet.
I
in this
assure
world,
you, I have no
on this plane of
interest in
existence.
copulating with you.
You'll be finished.
All right. If you
That's
want me
not
to lead
true.
you anywhere, I'm going to need you to remove the knife from my throat.
Do you remember how quickly I crossed this room and put it up against your throat?
Yes.
You understand that I can do that again?
Yes. I'm your bondsman. You can trust me. I'm sorry. I'm laughing, but he's not.
Okay. I feel like this knife is like It's like a Wolverine claw, and it just retracts back into my arm.
Wow, Rad. I gotta tell you, at the beginning of the night, I was like, man, I'm gonna have to do my fake evil Nazi accent and be like, I will destroy the world! And that's gonna be the most ridiculous thing that's gonna happen tonight. And then Rad is like, Wolverine claw.
Yeah. As soon as it goes back into my arm, I give him like the like mobster cheek slap. I'm like, all right, let's do this.
You're like, your name's Danny now, okay? Your name's Danny. Yeah, he begins leading you past places where people are obviously being tortured. You can see an elemental in one room that's being like injected with drugs.
Is it all clanners that
yes.
appear to be being tortured?
Yep.
Okay.
By other clanners.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah, like I'm
Are they
down
all
with-
adults?
Yes. I told you last week I'm not going to be harming the children, Cotton.
The chill.
Well, I
saved that
fear.
for other shows where you aren't on them.
I appreciate that.
Like
Wrath and Glory.
You're the one that harms the children there. God damn it! Don't blame that on me.
Yes.
You were like, I don't know, thousands of people need to die because they know my name, so let's just kill them all and set them on fire. I was like, all right, that's Warhammer 40k-ish. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he leads you outside a door where someone is currently just, you can hear him saying, like, you will be loyal to the clan. And the person just says, I will be loyal to the clan. And he says, the brains of the operation is the one that is in charge. And they, like, repeat everything he says. Basically, like, narcotically interrogating somebody, brainwashing them. Now, for anybody that comes at me with this in the comment section, I want to point out they do this like straight up to Felon Wolf in one of the books. This happens. Don't worry, I got my lore prepared. You might think tonight is a little ridiculous, and it is, but it's also canon. I'm absolutely playing over the top movie here. This is basically Immortal Warrior in action right now. So he gestures and he's like, the person that you need is in this room.
What else is in this room?
Are you asking him or are you just looking inside?
I'm asking him. Is the door closed? Door open?
The door's closed, but it has like a, like a window cut out.
Okay. I'm gonna look in there.
So it's an elemental. He's like strapped to a surgical table. He's got a ton of like drug lead lines going into his arm.
Okay.
There's like a obvious evil scientist in a white scientist coat with a clipboard, just like whispering in his ear weird phrases.
It's the medic from
loyalty.
TF2, basically. Is that
Yeah,
It's the
that's
medic
it. Exactly. It
operating on
looks
the
exactly like that guy.
It's the medic operating on the heavy. Let's just admit
There's
it right
even
now.
a pigeon in a cage somewhere. What was the name of his pigeon? Artemis? Aristotle?
Is the door unlocked?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna walk in there.
All right. Like he turns and he says, aren't you supposed to be unconscious? And the person on the bed goes, aren't you supposed to be unconscious?
I walk forward casually, saying, "Aren't you supposed to be unconscious?" And then I headbutt him right in the fucking face.
So you headbutt him in the face, and the elemental strapped to the table goes, aren't you supposed to be unconscious? Make a martial arts check.
All right. Melee combat.
Yes, he defends with a 11.
7, 8, 9, 14.
Yeah, you hit him and you have a whole extra degree of success. So you smash him in the head and he stumbles backwards. Ah! He's unconscious, lying on the elemental's legs.
Okay. Get that. I tell my bonds. I tell, what's his name now?
You haven't asked what his name is.
Oh, what is your name?
John?
John. Key card.
So
Chop.
I want to be clear. Every time you all say something, the elemental repeats it about 4 seconds later.
And I go, you will be loyal to Crow's Black.
That's the creepiest. I just imagine you like kneeling on the floor next to him, right up next to his bed, just whispering in his ear. I mean, he repeats anything you say in this room. So John picks up the key card off of his supervisor. It's like a giant red key card that's super obvious, like a movie prop.
All right, take me to the place. Let's
All right,
go.
yeah, he leads you to the elevator.
I like you, John. You're doing a good job so far.
Thank you.
You're definitely not going to die in the elevator on the way there.
And then he turns back, he stops, he turns back and looks at you. He says, the way you said that makes me very suspicious that I'm going to die in the elevator.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes?
Given the choice, when this is all said and done and the dust settles, you want to go with your current boss? You want to come with me? How's it work?
I am a member of Clan Surat now, so you are my current boss.
All right,
boss.
First order of the day. It's now called Clan Crow's Black, no longer Clan Surat. In fact, I want you to eliminate that word from your vocabulary entirely.
What word?
Exactly.
He swipes the card so that the elevator call comes.
Give him a good slap on the back. And up we go.
Bandito, we're back in the room.
I deliberately positioned myself behind John with like the gun in my hands, and I'm kind of looking at Heavy Seven like,
I'm gonna like tap John on the shoulder and be like, they maybe probably, 50-50, they won't kill you.
Oh my god. He's like, that's terrible odds.
I definitely won't kill you. So there's that.
You're the one that put the bomb cord on me. Can you protect me from them?
I can say, please don't kill him.
This does not sound like a good exchange to me.
Maxwell, they're not allowed to kill him.
Ooh, there it is. The boss. The ultimate boss of Crow's Black. Bandito, back on the top floor before we figure out how the situation turns out. You hear that the elevator call is bringing the elevator down. And the commandant leans over to you and whispers very quietly, like, are we shooting this guy or not?
Wait for him to... You'll essentially whisper back is like, wait for him to not have the hand on the remote.
I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Like, he seems like he really wants to push that button because he's fucking crazy.
Yes.
Look, why don't I just shoot him in the arm?
If you can manage that, go for it.
I mean, he immediately tries to shoot the guy in the arm.
Okay.
Jesus.
All right. The whole game. Hey, remember in season 1 at the end where I was like, the whole game rests on this roll as to whether the dropship crashes into the ice and you die. And you actually would have crashed into the ice and died, except you re-rolled it and got double sixes.
Wait,
well, it's a good thing the character making this shot has no edge score.
We can use plot points to make things happen, right?
Yes, you can.
Can I use a plot point to make him drop the remote while he's like talking with his hands? Because you've been having him do that a lot.
No.
Dang it.
You can have an unknown third party show up and start fighting, though.
I think that'd be beneficial at this moment.
It's the brainwashed elemental. I am loyal to Crow's Black.
Would that work?
You know what? He actually rolled very high.
Oh.
I feel
What did he
bad.
roll?
He rolled a 10 plus 5 for 15. Yeah. So unless this guy can nail like double sixes, he's dead.
Nope.
All right. You got a 7 on the dice. So the clan warrior like sees him raising the right, like you say yes, and the clan warrior snaps in position. Bam! The scientist is just like, ah, my arm! It's like his arm is on fire, and you can see the bones of his hand as this flesh melts away, and he's like, ah! He tries to go to slam down on the nuclear detonator.
You just
Shoot him 5 or 6 more times.
Oh, yeah, no, I want to make sure he doesn't try to...
You just take it, you're like,
what do you do?
He's like, yeet.
It's like, dude, shoot him. What are you doing?
Slams
Shoot
down
him.
the table.
I'm just going to keep shooting him then.
Okay.
It's like,
Make a roll.
Actually, I'd shoot him. Just make sure he doesn't get on there.
Like, I shoot the detonator, and I'm like, great. I spent a plot point, because I have a bunch of those, to have the same thing that happened with the door. So now that the detonator explodes, killing everyone. Thanks, Rad, for opening that door.
The detonator's faulty, and it just electrocutes him when he pushes it.
12?
His defense is -3 +3, so he has a 6.
I have 12. So
Okay. Yes. All right. You shoot him, and he dies. As he's dying from being shot with a laser rifle, he is just like, "No, I'm too smart for this. I'm smarter than you." And then his lungs burn out, and he can no longer scream.
you may outsmart us, but you won't outsmart Laser.
Okay, Heavy. The door opens.
At that moment, and then
The 4 of you are in the elevator, and you look at a corpse in a chair burning, reaching towards the nuclear detonator.
Aw.
Oh, hey, we'll take you guys along.
Look, I got a bondsman.
Hello.
Oh, sweet. How's he not dead yet?
oh yeah, about that I reach out and no.
SidAlpha's like, I've never met an NPC I didn't want to kill.
Boom.
I figured Heavy 7 would have ripped his head off or slit his throat by now.
No, he's been doing a great job.
She told us not to.
Oh, okay.
So she's in charge, right?
No,
No.
Yes.
I'll never hear the end of it.
He nods. He knows who's in charge. I mean, what do you want to do? Marsden says that. He's just like, well, that ended.
Hey, do you know where they keep the main system for us to disarm the nukes?
He's just like, well, why don't we just throw this thing in a trash can?
Because someone might find it.
Can I take the batteries out?
Yes.
Okay, I'll take the batteries out and smash it, essentially.
Okay.
Is that the only detonator?
I mean, he's like, this is a military base. Probably not.
Do you know where the nukes are being kept so we can disarm them?
He just looks around. Marsden is just like, I've been here as long as you have. We've all been in the same
talking
room.
to Bondsman Boy.
Oh, so John is just like, oh, you're talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you.
Oh, yes, the nukes that definitely exist.
The nukes
They don't actually exist, do they?
So he's just like, no.
Is he telling the truth?
Why don't you make a perception check?
I'll make
I
a
would also
perception
like
check.
to make a perception check.
Amazing. You've already made a
11?
perception check that you probably passed, but I'm not going to tell you whether you did or not. You believe that you passed. What'd you get?
I got 11.
I did not.
You believe him.
I believe him?
Yeah.
Okay.
He seems very trustworthy.
Okay.
All right. So now what?
Does he have a computerized desk?
Yes.
I'd like to access the computer.
Absolutely. It's already logged in. He's the administrator
Excellent.
of the entire planet.
Excellent.
Can I start just looking around his office?
Yes.
I'd like to search for the plans and the possibility of nukes in the area.
Yes, there's no nuclear material on this planet.
Okay.
That lying bastard.
What the hell was that remote to?
Maybe it was
I'll push it.
for the remote starter for his
Well, the
car.
batteries have been removed and it's been smashed, so you push it and it's just like clicky, 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 clicky.
You know, if you hadn't smashed it, maybe we could have figured out what it was used for.
What was the remote for, John?
John's just like, this guy is like my boss's boss?
Does like the system have any idea what the remote is for?
No. There's no like file that says evil remote that is attached to XYZ.
You can't see that what it's Bluetooth to.
Is it just attached to the blinds to shutter in and out? He's obviously has a window that overlooks a factory or whatever.
Let's
All
take
right,
a
so now
look in
what?
here too. How many of the clan warriors is he affected with these drugging?
Oh, so John's just like, not that many, just like 20 Mechwarriors on the base, and we were working on trying to crack some of the elementals in the city. Pretty much anybody that's not stationed here will probably not be super loyal. In fact, if they heard that we were drugging everybody here, they would go nuclear.
Any chance we could have the clanners that you have drugged ordered to fight the clanners that are not?
I don't know that they're ready for that. We
It doesn't
probably need
matter
a
if
few
they're
more
ready for that.
weeks of programming.
What about
What would happen if we did
surrender?
that now?
They would probably kill all of us.
Yeah, we don't want to have them going onto the
Suicide?
civilian
What about
populace.
suicide?
I don't think we can make them commit suicide either. They obey, and he like gestures to the dead body in the seat, because they believe that he is Khan of the clan.
What about ordering them all to report to a specific place at a specific time?
We can do that.
I also would like to look up, see if there's a location for a clone.
Yes, there are cloning bays on the dropships here. All of the dropships have them.
A clone specifically of him.
Yes, he has several clones that are ready in each of the dropships. None of them are like ready to decant right now. They'll take months before they're ready. And of course, they don't have his memories, right? They're literally just a body.
Gotcha. And they can't get his memories yet.
Correct.
Do not forces here have any explosives?
We have that beacon.
The artillery beacon?
That is a
You pull it out right now?
Bandio just pulls that out of his
It glows
backpack.
dangerously and ominously.
I have no idea how well it works. You want to do a test run?
Yes, I think we should have all of the brainwashed clanners report to a specific facility somewhere nearby our handy-dandy little homing beacon here and finish off about how many of these people have been brainwashed?
20.
Did you say? 20. And they're all clan warriors?
Yes.
And how many people were working for the scientist?
Oh, it's like all of the scientists on planet.
Have all the scientists report in?
If you had to guess, how are they going to feel about him being dead?
Was
he well liked?
No. I mean, he was brilliant.
Were you brainwashed?
He says, I don't think so. And then he looks around and he starts sweating. He's like,
I don't know.
he's like suddenly questioning everything he knows. I don't think so. I mean, I don't feel any loyalty to him right now, but maybe it's because he's dead.
You know, maybe you should get some therapy when we get back to our base.
He says, I know what you're trying to do. I'm not going to get brainwashed like these guys.
Well, now I got paranoid.
He'll fit right in the unit, apparently.
So my thought
How
is...
did you get less paranoid? Maybe you can help him.
I did.
My thought is to gather up, get as many of the science cast and all of the brainwashed clan wearers all together in one spot, and then just have our long toms blow them up.
Is there a way to...
So this guy is just like, why don't you have them all report to the Smoke Jaguar Reserve?
Where's that?
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, like he points outside and you can see that there's like a smaller wall within the Planetary Command Center compound, and there's like giant cybernetic mech-sized Smoke Jaguars wandering around.
Yeah, but that wouldn't work for the scientists, would it?
Why wouldn't they report out there? They're supposed to follow orders. Plus, that's a science project.
Fair enough. Let's see it done.
I'll send out a command notification for...
You're sending an email.
Yeah.
All right, start me off. Attention.
Attention.
Subject
Attention,
line.
I'm sorry.
Commando.
Attention all
In the military,
scientific experiments.
we do what's called all-con, which is all concerned.
Yeah, all concerned. Please report to X and X.
Okay. You're telling all the warriors and all of the scientists on planet to report to this location?
Sure.
Okay, so some of the scientists report back that it's going to take them like 2 or 3 days to get transport there, but everybody that's in the city or inside this facility will reply back within like 5 minutes that they will be there.
That's good enough.
Secondly, is there a way to access the defense turret grid?
Yes.
Excellent.
They only fire outwardly.
Can I have them disabled
Yes.
without anybody knowing?
So clan warriors will absolutely notice. Any of the ones
Okay.
that aren't drugged would be like, hey, why did the defense grid go off? That's not what it's designed to do.
Can I have it designed to go off on X date, reported at X time?
Yes.
Or can we put like a back door in there to where we can remote shut it off whenever we want?
That would also work.
I will need you to make a computer programming check in order to do that.
Before we do that, would it be possible to set up a comm uplink with this terminal to our people?
I will require you to make a computer check to do that.
Our people actually embed whatever they want in there.
Yeah.
Computers check.
I will attempt that.
Which one are you doing?
I'll do the comm outlink.
Okay.
5, 10.
You fiddle around with your communicator, and at some point the terminal locks up and calls for a administrator override.
Hit cancel.
Is there like a fingerprint thing?
No.
Or is it asking for a password?
Asking for a password.
Can I search his desk, see if there's a password just written somewhere?
No. I mean, you can search his desk. The password is not written there.
Fair enough.
His password is AAEX-12. That's the name of Elon Musk's kid. Just in case you don't know what I'm talking about, that is the name Elon Musk named his child today.
I'll try the password lamb superiority.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Try llama ding dong.
Yeah.
You've tried twice now and you've gotten 2 failures. It gives you a warning saying final attempt.
Hit cancel.
I'll press cancel.
Nothing happens.
Okay.
Sid is like Control Alt Shift F4. Command line run.
Don't suppose you know his password, John.
John is just like, I don't even know this guy. He's my boss's boss.
You keep saying that.
Well, it seems like we're going to have to go
yeah, he turns to look at you. He goes, should I change my answer? Would that make you feel better?
I appreciate that you're concerned with whether or not I feel better. Thank you.
He nods.
All right, so we have everyone reporting to the...
Correct, but you do not have secondary control of the system. In fact, you have no control of it right now.
I don't guess I can try just a hacking again, but...
You already did try hacking.
That's fair.
Look where it got you.
Looking around the room, is there anything that seems important to him that we could try as a password?
You have one final attempt. I mean, there is a statue of a giant smoke jaguar. There is a diploma. There is a picture of Kenneth Cross. There is a physical, like, Christian cross. There are several cross-shaped objects in the room.
I type in Excalibur Ascending.
I'm just gonna stop you. Are you really sure that that is the password you want to go with?
No.
Stop trying to guess passwords, guys. Okay.
Stop. All right, I'll leave it be.
It's obvious. Stop. It's obvious he replaced all of the vowels with their number components, right?
Leet speed.
And an exclamation point at the end. No. Are you trying a third password attempt?
I'm not going to, because if it sounds off an alarm, it might be bad news bears.
Yes, it will absolutely set an alarm up. I mean, it tells you you have one attempt left.
Hey, look, he likes Kenneth Cross.
I'm glad he's dead.
So, I mean, John goes, no, he just likes things named after himself. Name was Cross. There are crosses here. Not a religious man, he just likes crosses.
What a weirdo.
Oh, so he's vain.
I'm just going to leave the computer be then. We should probably get out of here as soon as possible.
Did you try admin?
You're tempting me, and I hate it.
It's actually brilliant.
Obviously, the password is password.
But there's no way an
Password
ego.
01 with a capital P.
It could be cross.
All these things
We're not
I
going to
want
guess
to
password,
try.
guys. Okay.
There are crosses.
I'm not going to try it again. I'm just going to leave it be.
McGurk, I really like riddles. I want to guess it.
What? So we're gonna have these guys all meet up where? In the Smoke Jaguar.
Smoke Jaguar, the genetically
Pen?
engineered super Smoke Jaguars pen.
They're going to get Jurassic Parked.
They'll fall for that. They'll just go.
No,
hang
no,
out
they're
in
not.
the-
They're
in
not
the-
going
in
into
the
the
T-Rex paddock.
Yeah, they're not going into the dangerous part of it. They're,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but
they're
they'll
just,
You can blow up the
Yes.
smoke jaguars
My-
and the people at the same time.
I'm thinking. Listen, sir, can we do this without blowing them up? Can we put them in like maybe like a viewing area adjacent to the giant Smoke Jaguars, and then open the door or something? Make it a little less obvious that the city's under attack by us, because there are still non-influenced individuals in the city, right? Is that true?
Correct.
False?
We're
Yep.
currently locked out of the system.
Are we?
yes.
Yes.
I mean, they're
That's why
Oh.
we're trying to get back into the system.
I'm just saying. I don't know if dropping artillery. If we start dropping artillery, we better be prepared to piece on out of here.
Oh, yeah, sir. You should probably call back base saying to not stand by. All is clear.
what did you do?
I told him to stand by.
Did you at least give them the code word to let them know it was not a legitimate order?
I didn't give a code word at all.
Code
A second
word?
ago, sir, I thought there was a nuke in the situation. Now there's not, so I'll call him back. He was going in the corner.
So it's right about this moment that you're all standing at the top of this beautiful penthouse skyrise with 360-degree glass view. When you notice that there are a bunch of clan warriors running out of the command center, fleeing in any which direction, and you can see that some of the mechs are being started up over by the mech bays.
What's happening? They're being spun up.
Yeah, like they're being getting ready to either move or go attack something.
We should probably get moving. We got 50 turns before they get done.
John is just like, what is that? What is that up there? He's like squinting towards the sun.
What's up there?
He's like, I'm pretty sure I see something there.
Can we
I
see
look
what
up
it
there
is?
as well.
Okay, make a perception check. You look
I'm
directly into the sun, blinding yourself.
I'm guessing it's a drop ship.
Sounds right. Why can't
I got a
I?
13.
I got a 12.
My tabletop is frozen. Can somebody roll? Roll for me.
Yep, I got you.
I have a +1. My computer's really
You got a
struggling
10.
tonight.
So you're staring, old man McGurk. You don't see anything. Black Rabbit, Bandito. You see a set of 6 clan aerospace fighters, but probably the more important thing is that there is a huge wave of bombs that are preceding there, and all the bombs seem to be aimed at the command center.
Wait, are we in the command center?
You are
Yes.
adjacent.
Yes.
You are adjacent to the command center.
Oh.
Will we get blown up?
You are also, probably these glass exterior windows are going to explode, showering you with glass shards.
Yeah,
I
we
thought
should
we
get
were in
going.
like the basement.
No, you're on the
we're
top
up
floor.
top.
The top.
Oh,
Yes, we should probably leave now.
Please take 4 experience
Now.
points, and let's do some outros. Well, I'll say, I think I went a little too excessively hamish with this episode, but I just kind of got in the swing of things and just let it go.
I don't think there's such a thing.
No such
I
thing.
know that you believe that, Rad.
Look, I even removed myself from the majority of the episode, and that's still the direction you went.
I'm aware.
I wasn't even there to participate with you, Arthur.
This whole episode was just a love letter to Pondo because I want him to say the words, I love coming to play Battletech A Time of Total Warfare. He got a whole bunch of talking and threatening and dice rolling. Pondo, are you happy now? Or are you like, ugh, I hate showing up for this?
It was a bandito-centric
It
episode.
was a
I feel like.
Bandito-centric episode. He's not saying it. It's fine. Rat, let's do
It
your
was
outro.
fun. It was definitely a change of pace.
What do you got, Rad?
What do I got? I had a good time tonight. I enjoyed this scenario. I did not see this coming. I didn't think that this was what we were going to find when we came here. I get the impression that Arthur's kind of done with this season. So it's like
we want to leave. We absolutely probably have like 4 or 5 more episodes, and it will still be one of the longest seasons we've had at that point.
I have no idea what this aerospace bombing is about. I don't know if that's been foreshadowed and I just missed it all.
It's the climax of the season.
It's entirely possible, but I don't know why they'd be bombing themselves. Could the word have gotten out so quickly of what's happening? Like there has to have already been some pre-existing conflict.
It's possibly conflict. Our own reinforcements.
It's possibly when Bandito sent a completely completely unencrypted open communication.
Oh, so we think that they intercepted it, perhaps? Because we don't have.
There's no thinking they intercepted it. He broadcast in the open, was like, "We're not fighting."
So they probably think that we're in control of the base.
Correct.
That works out. to be honest, it works out fine, I guess.
It actually solves a lot of this elaborate planning that we were trying to. Wait a minute, we don't actually have to blow anybody up. No, they do that for us.
They're do it themselves.
We just got to not get blown up.
A clan civil war.
Yeah. No, because they think it's us in here, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. They do think that they're bombing us.
Correct.
At least they think they're bombing. They think we're in the command center where we're.
I mean, look, there's no way you guys get out of this particular situation uninjured. The question is just how injured are you when the bombs go off?
So all these dudes run into their mechs. They're about to get in their mechs, power them on, and then turn them towards the command center.
I mean,
is that a reasonable
assumption? The bombs
assumption?
will hit the command center long before those mechs are started up.
Okay.
Yeah,
the bombs are going to hit in the next like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And the fun thing is the star captain that is in control of the planetary forces is not alive anymore to be able to set things right.
Correct. Him not answering his communications is why the aerospace fighters are like, okay, something is wrong.
Yeah, that's quite a pickle that the gang has got themselves into now.
I gotta tell you, the end of this episode was like playing a game of Fiasco. Oh, it's like every force on this planet is confused as to what is currently militarily happening.
Yeah.
No one has a complete picture.
That's pretty realistic, actually.
Yeah, I was making notes the whole episode. I was like, all right, so these people now think this, and Crow's Black is standing down, and the Clan Aerospace Fighters are like, what the fuck is happening?
If we called in our Aero 4s, I mean, not to keep the episode going. I had a great time. I feel like maybe we can try and get some artillery on scene. I don't even know if that's necessary, if shit's about to get blown up. I have no idea how we're going to get out of this. I think it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I really have just been along for the ride on this one because I didn't know what was going to happen.
It was a goofier kind of episode.
I don't know why you keep saying that. I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was overly.
I enjoyed it.
There's nothing wrong with things being goofy, but
no, I don't think it was that goofy.
I see. All right.
Yeah,
I mean, I literally had a guy going, "I am in control of this planet now."
Well, yeah, your villain was a little over the top, but I don't know. Having a cartoonish villain doesn't make the whole episode.
I mean, the situation was serious.
Silly, but yeah.
From what we knew, he had a nuke and he had his hand on the butt trigger.
What was the bad guy from Dexter's Laboratory? Mandrake or something like that?
Mandrake.
Mandark. That's what it is. Yeah.
Mandark.
I would say the villain from Dexter's Laboratory is Dexter or Dee Dee.
But that's probably true, yeah.
I mean, Dee Dee is the true villain.
No, I had a good time. I've just been drinking my gallon of sweet tea here for the last half of the episode.
I didn't realize you were Cottontailed now. Okay.
It's my favorite brand of store-bought sweet tea when I don't make my own. Yeah. No, that's it. That's all I got, really. Had a good time. It's good.
How hot is it in Texas right now? Like 90, 95?
No, the high was like
89.
Probably like 86, somewhere in there. It was actually kind of it was nice. The wind was blowing tonight. I think we got a system rolling in tonight, so it's probably going to rain tomorrow. We're still kind of we're in our spring, so we see 80s on most days, but it's also hurricane season, so we get like low pressure in here pretty regularly that keeps it from getting like crazy hot yet. That's coming though. What is it? Is it May?
I mean, isn't it the year for El Nino?
I mean, that's every year here. So every year they like, oh yeah, it's going to be the biggest hurricane season ever. Every single fucking year.
Yes,
so.
but it actually has been an increasing.
And it has been every year. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure with lockdown, that's going to be an absolute fucking nightmare. But
it's not blistering yet, but it will be. It's just a matter of time. The humidity's climbed all the way back up. So.
Hey, you know, as they say, it's not the heat; it's the humidity.
You sweat all the time. Just the way it is. It's the way of life down here. You know, was it like snowing where you live or something, Sid?
No, but it's been rainy as hell.
Yeah.
We just get a picture of the outside of Sid's house. He's on an iceberg.
It's the ice climber level from
I love that level. It's the best.
I hate that level.
I love it.
You're the only one.
I love all of the technical levels that require you to be aware of where you're moving.
I like the ones that just freely let me beat on my opponent.
I like the one that you go through the level and the level moves with you. Those are all really good.
Those are kind of cool, yeah. I'll admit.
They're fun to play, just not competitively.
Yeah, they're amazing to play competitively. I love it when my opponent accidentally falls off and they go, because I'm the last person that punched you. I got that kill.
It's it's very unfortunate if you play Little Mac who has no mobility.
No, look, don't even talk to me. All of the sword masters except for Link have little to no mobility.
Marth does. Lucina does because she is Marth.
Marth is like jumping directly straight up in the air and that's it, and then gets locked into it.
He goes in at an angle, but you can still control stuff after he's done.
But then he's locked and he can't do anything else after that. All right.
Well, that's
I'm
the
not
thing
going to argue with
upbeats.
you about this because I haven't played in a really long time. Pondo, we're just going to go ahead and do your outro. Meow, meow, meow.
I mean, it was fun. It was pretty much like going back to season 2, season 1 arc 2 where we did on foot stuff. Yeah.
Good. I was trying to recreate that feel just for you because you said that's your favorite arc.
It was a fun arc.
But was this a fun arc?
It was.
Yeah.
I felt like I was kind of having to rush you guys out the door at the beginning of the episode. I was like, all right, come on, let's go do the art stuff. And you're like, I don't know. I really want to leave the house right now. Can we just order another pizza real quick?
We're in lockdown.
Heard there was a terrorist attack on the city. Ponda, you got anything else?
No, I don't got anything else.
Cotton, what do you have besides a fluffy cat?
What else do you need?
Chocolate fudge brownie ice cream.
Okay. That's a mouthful. Of ice cream.
Delicious.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything.
You're not on any other shows like
oh yeah, I'm on the
Hunters of Hulvern and Giswa game. Sunday nights.
Giswa game.
I mean, I don't know what it is. You're gonna have to explain it to me in a way that I understand.
I don't know what the Giswa game is. I know the Hunters of Uvon.
Yeah, it's a just sweet game, of course.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about one of the other shows when you.
I'm intentionally mispronouncing it to force you to correct me, and it is not working.
Hunters of Uvon on Sunday nights. Also, AP's Tuesday nights on the tabletop.
What did Rad call it now? The Arthur Tabletop.
Arthur Tabletop Universe. Instead of the MCU, it's the ATTU.
Yeah,
ATTU.
I gotta say, if you're still watching this, you might want to check out this week's episode of On the Tabletop for our special 3-parter. We did 3 1-hour episodes of roleplay with people, including Cotton. And Cotton was in like Hogwarts and ended up getting owned by a cat. Also, she was a cat. Yeah, that's true. You know, speaking of being owned by cats, SidAlpha.
Yes, hello. Thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. This was a lot of fun tonight. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. And I'll be back on Saturday for some Warhammer 40K. And also, I have a video that should be coming out tomorrow discussing this whole Naughty Dog situation with Last of Us 2, particularly the copyright stuff and how people are getting everything wrong there. And I actually picked up a sponsor for my channel. So that's
oh shit. Fun. Nice work.
It's not Raid Shadow Legends, is it?
It is not Raid Shadow Legends. I can tell you that.
Did you actually manage to get that?
Yeah.
Have you did the video yet? You're still working on that?
Still working on it. So there's a high likelihood that I will be able to do a Dirty Devs Raid Shadow Legends video sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Said this is a bold move.
Bridges were built to be burned.
Definitely seems like a thing that will absolutely backfire.
So yeah, that's what I'm going to be spending the majority of my weekend on, is that actually. But so, you know, why not pay for an instrument of their own destruction? That's how I see it.
Okay. I don't know what to do with that. Well,
how was your week, Arthur?
Yeah, that's a good question. I bought a new car.
Tell me more about this new car.
I'm really nervous driving it because it's so much bigger and the acceleration profile is off.
Absolutely tickles me to death, I gotta tell you.
Why?
I don't know. Just, I'm always fascinated by people's perspectives and how different they are, how different the human experience can be, and how you bought a crossover and you feel like it's a huge vehicle. When I've
compared to a Honda Accord that I've been driving for 13 years?
No, and that's what's so fascinating, right? Like that, to you, that is a big vehicle. To me, I would feel like I'm in a matchbox next to the ground, right? Relative, it's all relative. And that relativity just...
I would not get into a vehicle larger than this. Like, It
brings me joy. It brings me joy. I'm not mocking, making fun of. I just think...
Until about 2 months ago, I was a person that was like, SUVs. Only a fucking moron would drive an SUV. Clearly too large to use. The gas mileage isn't effective. And then I was like, my car isn't working so good. And then I was like, everyone around me is insane. I need to be able to escape using all-wheel drive. Well, at first I was like, I don't know the difference between two-wheel and four-wheel drive. And the guy was like, well, you'll need a kit, and you'll need to get out and put a jack under your car and do the... I was like, is all-wheel drive easier than that? I want that thing. He was like, you better get all-wheel drive then.
Yeah.
I don't know what this kit is or how it works, but I don't want it. I just want to be able to escape America when everything goes crazy. And you know what? Maybe things will get better soon, and I'll just have a really large vehicle that I don't need. But you know what?
Really large vehicle.
Okay, just stop. All of the stuff that was in my trunk and was also in my back seat is now in my cargo area on my SUV. So I have a huge...
Well, it's not that small, is it? I guess a 99 Accord might have been.
Yeah.
What's smaller than the Accord? Is it the Civic?
The
Civic's a smaller one, right?
Yes.
Accord was technically their mid-size.
And now we have the Honda Fit, which is like even smaller.
Oh, okay. Now the CR-V, is it even technically an SUV? I'd call it a crossover.
It's a compact SUV. For whatever that
it's in
means.
Between a car and an SUV.
Sure, it feels very large to me.
Okay. I think that's cool.
When I go to make turns, I'm just like, oh boy, I don't know if I'm gonna make this one. And then I'm like, no, wait, the power steering is way more powerful on this.
And you're like, actually, I turn on a dime and get 35 miles to the gallon.
The thing is, left turns that I normally would not.
My window at my Dodge Durango.
Yeah. You need like 8 lanes to turn around.
You know, there were left turns where if I tried to take them, I'd have to go in the far lane rather than the closer lane because the car literally could not make that turn. And now I'm just like, whoop, I'm in the left-hand lane. That was real easy. Then I'm like, well, I like to hang out on the outside of the right-hand lane because I'm never trying to pass people. I always drive relatively close to the speed. I'm never trying to drive aggressively, and whenever I get to that right-hand side, the car immediately begins screaming, lane change! return to your lane. And then if I don't do it for long enough, it kicks the brakes on. And I'm just like, okay, I guess you're in charge now, car.
I don't like that stuff, man. My wife's car does that shit. I don't like it. I turn it off.
I might turn it off. I don't know. Like, it does seem like it's a really good safety factor, and maybe I just need to accept my new driving style.
Your overlords, your new CRV overlords. I could see turning it on for a long trip, but not for like city driving.
And I'm not impressed with the acceleration. If you press the pedal down, for some reason it feels like it goes slower than if you just gently depress the pedal. Maybe that's just me, but I think it like kicks it into a different gear if you press it down far enough and then starts to accelerate.
Is it what is it?
Yes, folks at home, it's an automatic. That's because I'm a God-fearing individual, and I know that there's no reason to monkey around with manual transmission. We've had automatic transmission for almost 100 years.
Listen, if you grew up with standard transmission and you drove one for a long time, that's one thing, right? That's a skill you have.
I've never drove one.
You can save money by buying something that's standard. I grew up driving standard transmission vehicles for the first 20 years of my driving life. But if you didn't, there's no point to buy one. Like a automatic transmission. It used to be the case you could get better gas mileage with a standard transmission, depending on how you drive. Not how I drove, but some people could, right? But nowadays, the automatic transmission in most cars can do it so much better than 99% of human drivers can. Like, it would be silly to get a standard transmission. I'll own one again someday because I liked it. I like having that visceral connection to my vehicle and being able to micromanage it basically at that level, and also being able to repair it myself. But I did not like my wife's last car. She had was a Jeep. And it had this, is it the CVT, the continuously variable transmission?
Yeah.
Did not like it at all. Hated it.
I hated it. Can't stand them.
Oh my God. We had that car for like 2 months and I'm like, I will never buy a CVT vehicle ever again. Was not for me at all. But yeah, sorry. I don't know what brought that on. I agree with you for not wanting a standard transmission. A lot of standard drivers would give you shit for that. Like, oh, you're not.
I'm sure I'm about to get it.
Fine.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. I don't think there's any need in this modern day and age. Like you said, it's been 100 years, guys. Fucking let it go. Unless you're trying to performance drive or you're doing it because it's familiar to you and you like it, which is my case, then just, it's fine. Don't pigeonhole other people into your world.
I definitely want to touch on a thing chat's saying. When I talk about this thing having a different acceleration profile when I press the pedal down, I'm talking like if I press it 20% in. I'm not talking about flooring it. I have not floored this vehicle yet. That ain't me. I mean, normally I gently depress the pedal in my Accord, so I just don't ever need to drive
the pedal down all the way yet. I did that going off the lot.
Wow, no, I didn't do that. I'm sorry. I don't think it's wrong. I mean, I've seen other people say that this is a problem with not a problem, but it's just a profile of how the car works.
Does it just does it not accelerate quickly? Is that what
So the thing is, it's like a delayed acceleration. It definitely accelerates faster afterwards, but it takes like 2 or 3 seconds before.
It's an electronic acceleration. Yeah. It's not a direct.
And it definitely makes a much louder, like the engine noise is negligible until you get the pedal pressed down.
I'll look into it for you because I'm not super familiar with Honda.
I mean, the car's pre-certified and all that shit, so
it's usually a very inexpensive modification to get a throttle control, which is either a chip program job, which they plug it into it and they reprogram your chip, or there's a throttle control is basically a small aftermarket device that you hook up, and it doesn't completely delete, but it mostly deletes that lag and makes it function more like a. It's very common in trucks because trucks had that direct throttle line for a lot longer than modern cars did. So a lot of truck drivers really prefer that. So in the modern trucks that have electronic throttling like your vehicle does, they want it to function more like the trucks that they've driven their whole lives. So it's a very common thing in trucks. I'll have to look up if it's a common thing in Hondas, but it might be.
I guess we'll see. What else can I say about this card? I don't know. I haven't given it a name yet. Still seeing if it's worthy of. What else happened during my week? Do Mother's Day with my mom, apparently. That's the thing.
As you do.
Yeah, I mean, if you aren't, then I have to question the purpose of Mother's Day.
Celebrate the life bringer.
Gaia from what the fuck? Captain Planet. Yeah, there it is.
I've been thinking about doing a, how should I put this in a way that won't immediately alarm Raddosaurus? Like a Fern Gully RPG one shot. I don't know. Thought it might be interesting. Yeah, I just really want to pretend to be Robin Williams for a while.
Don't we all?
All right, that's all I got. Sorry, my week actually wasn't super interesting. I've basically been spending all of my time working on my car, transporting things to locations, and not playing Final Fantasy VII. I really want to play Final Fantasy VII. I thought I'd have time last night, and then I was like, you know, I could go to sleep 2 hours early. I think that's how it's going to be tonight. I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm going to sit down and play Final Fantasy so good.
Like, get to the menu screen and...
What can
I've
I say?
done that before.
Everything is tiring now. Everything's terrible. You know, you could just skip the game Saturday if you want to, James. We could just play Final Fantasy VII and not tell anybody. Yeah. I guess I'll see you guys next week for the conclusion to this intelligence operation.
Sounds good.
And yeah, I just want to be,
that's
yeah, I just want to be clear, Rad. I'm not trying to rush you guys through the season. I did briefly talk to you to say I might do something like that, but then I was like, yeah, no matter how fast I try to rush this season, it's not going to work out.
No, I'm good. I'm in it to win it.
We got a lot more to go. I would say 5 or more episodes remaining.
Sounds good to me.
All right, friends, we'll be back next week. Is everybody good?
Yep.
I'll see you then. You know,
Bye, everybody.
who knows what'll happen by then. It's been a weird time.